fold laundry while we build wealth. So that is what I'm going to be doing at the moment. That is what we're about. This is a raw, unedited snapshot from my life and update. So here we go. All right. So let me tell you about the content that I've been consuming lately. I've been watching Money Mom, Sensible Living with Dawn. Sensible Living with Money Mom, Dawn. Anyway, her name's Dawn. And she's amazing, and I love her because her production values very similar to mine. And her sort of secret weapons are that she uploads every single day, and has for the past, I think, 3 years, ever since she started. And she responds to each and every single comment, and she gets like hundreds of thousands of comments. So she grew her channel from nothing to, I think she's 30,000 now, and I'm hoping that she's making at least 2,000 to 3,000 on AdSense. Hoping, because she again has a very basic production value, but she's consistent and she doubles down on her content. That's all she talks about is money. She's got great titles. She has very applicable, clickable titles, which is awesome. And because she has a marketing background, she does like product reviews, demonstrations in stores. She's got a very good presentation, which I think is great. And she's certainly translated that over into YouTube and made sort of a niche. She has made a niche for herself, which is amazing. And I love watching her content. So that's something that I've been consuming lately. And I also watch Lauren. Lauren's Money Mindset, I think, is her channel. I will leave both of those in the links below in the description box because I really enjoy them. So one of the videos that I watched of Dawn's was on 10 things that high net worth people do that you can do even on a low income. And they're very simple, straightforward things, but the fact that she's sort of aggregating these things together is just amazing. She's pulling these together and packaging them for you every day, and she's committed to this. So they are things like tracking your spending, consuming financial content, knowing your numbers, living below your means, very simple, applicable things that it's not rocket science, you just have to do it. And something else that Lauren had mentioned was that she gets people that say that budgeting takes too much time. And I actually laugh at this because so when I was starting out, I read a lot of The Millionaire Next Door. I was a Dave Ramsey kind of person from the beginning. Since kind of like many people, I've moved away from him. I don't love his politics. I don't like his politics. And the fact that he's someone that came from money, he just doesn't really have such a great finger on the pulse of actual life. His principles are great. His principles are very sound, but his sort of practice is not so much about the real world, not as applicable in the real world. Anyway, so I kind of got my foundation with him. He's a great foundation to build. So I read a lot of the Millionaire Next Door books. So Thomas Stanley and Danko, I think is it William Danko, wrote the book, The Millionaire Next Door. Then they wrote The Millionaire Woman Next Door. I have and read and built much of my life around those two books because they're fantastic. One of the studies done by The Millionaire Next Door showed that people of high net worth, not necessarily high income, but high net worth, spend on average 1 to 2 hours, I forget the actual numbers, it was like 1 to 2 hours a week reviewing their assets, allocations, spending, and budget. By contrast, people who have a high income but a low net worth spend 1 to 2 hours a week worrying about their money and stressing out about not having enough. So I thought those are your two options. You can either plan and budget, or you can stress and worry. And because studies show that you will spend the same amount of time doing both. So doing one or the other. I'm like, well, heck yeah, I'm happy to spend that time budgeting because it means I won't have to worry. Yes, budgeting does take some time in the beginning to set up. There's a learning curve, and it can be a little bit tedious, is the word that I would use. So there's that, certainly. However, 1,000% I would rather plan than stress. Sometimes I end up doing both, but I would 1,000% rather spend the time planning and doing things with my money and recapping than not spend that time worrying. Either budget or worry, and I'd rather budget. So that's how that goes. That's my sort of takeaway on the time that it takes to budget. So, all right, we've got most of the clothes done. I had been collecting clothes in that giant pack and play. Gotten all out of hand for the Thanksgiving holiday. I took a break too, but we're back. We're back at it right now. Okay, some more talk about building wealth. What can we say? So for the most part, what's going on? It's life and money, budget talk. You see there's our view. That's actually that central part. Does not look as great on video as it is in real life. You can see the sand. Let me not tell you exactly, not give away too much about that, but I just wanted to show you what we're working with here. So more on what's going on as far as building wealth. That's a closet that we have behind me, and it's right out there. Okay, so as far as building wealth goes, day by day, I've heard someone describe it as the messy middle of financial independence, and I would say that now that my net worth is positive, it's been positive for a while. It's just very, very, very slow going because I don't have that much margin between my income and my expenses, and that's simply due to super high cost of living. Utilities alone are about $1,000. Health insurance is another one. Health insurance is $1,400. I didn't really realize that until I looked at my deductions for this year. We redid our open enrollment, and it's a lot per paycheck. It's like a third of my paycheck that I don't see. So I'm wondering why I'm like not seeing a lot come in, and that's why, because health insurance is very expensive. I mentioned in a previous video that I just started with an HSA plan, which is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to getting that set up, and ideally using that to save and invest for healthcare expenses when I'm in my 60s, 70s, for myself and family. I think you can use it for the family. Actually, I'm gonna look that up in the future. Let me not get onto that now, but I'm really excited to have that as a long-term healthcare savings vehicle. So that's something else that I know will help me to build wealth long-term and not need to worry about being in debt for healthcare for health-related issues, which I know is a big problem here in the States. So that's what I have for you today. Pretty much build wealth and day in my life. Build wealth and a snapshot of my day. That's what we've got. I just finished a meeting, and we're hoping to take some time as a family this afternoon and evening. So that's what we're looking forward to for the rest of the day. Thanks as always for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day as well. Thanks. Bye.